Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how the moments that make a man completely lose himself, the moments he can't stop thinking about, don't actually start in the bedroom? They start hours, sometimes even days before, in the way you look at him across a crowded room, in the way your hand brushes his just long enough to make him pause, in the way you speak to him softly, confidently, in a way that makes him feel like he's the only man alive who matters. Most women think desire is about doing more, about trying harder, about moving faster, but the truth is it's never about effort, it's about energy, presence, anticipation, the kind of subtle magnetic tension that makes him ache before you even touch him, that makes him want you without him realizing why. Here's what most women completely miss: a man's body responds before his mind does, and his mind only lets go when he feels safe, seen, wanted. When you slow down, when you pause, when you let every glance linger just a second longer than expected, that's when desire sharpens. That's when anticipation turns into hunger, and hunger turns into obsession. And let me tell you, the women who truly understand this don't compete. They don't chase. They don't perform. They create a space where he can surrender completely, naturally, and intensely. When you master this, when you understand the subtle art of leading with presence and energy, you don't just spark desire, you make him crave it, you make him remember it, and you make him finish in a way that feels inevitable, powerful, unforgettable. Stay with me, because in a few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 forgotten foreplay techniques that take this magnetic energy and turn it into something irresistible, something that will completely change the way he experiences you. The first secret that most women completely overlook is anticipation. And I'm not talking about some cliche idea of teasing or playing games. I'm talking about creating a tension that pulls him in, that keeps his mind constantly returning to you long before anything physical even happens. Anticipation isn't about frustration, it's about curious, magnetic desire. It's the invisible thread that makes him ache for you, the electricity that exists in the pause between your words, the lingering glance, the way you let moments breathe just enough so he notices them. Here's the thing most women miss: desire isn't built in the act itself. Desire is built in the build-up, in the slow, delicious tension of not revealing everything at once. Imagine this: you're across the room, you catch his eye, just for a second, but that second stretches, lingers, because your presence tells him without words that you notice him, that you see him, that you choose him, even if only in this moment. That's anticipation. It's simple, subtle, and insanely effective. Anticipation works because it gives his brain a reason to lean in, to want more. His mind starts filling in the blanks, imagining how it would feel to be closer, how it would feel if you touched him, whispered in his ear, smiled that little smile only he sees. When you understand this, when you consciously create these pauses, these mini moments of tension, he starts responding without even realizing it. His body tightens, his heart races, his thoughts revolve around you. And the longer you maintain that pull, the deeper it goes. It's not about rushing or forcing. It's about patience with purpose. You let moments stretch, you let him feel the pull, and you let him take the emotional ride with you. A lingering brush of your hand on his arm, a soft laugh at something only he notices, a voice that pauses just long enough to make him lean closer. Each tiny action tells him, I'm here, and this is worth waiting for. And here's the real magic: when a man experiences anticipation, his nervous system starts to light up. His body reacts before his mind even catches up. That means when the time finally comes, when the build-up reaches its peak, his response isn't just strong, it's unforgettable. It's intense. It's the kind of physical reaction that makes him think of you, remember you, crave you. So if there's one thing to remember from this first point, it's this: stop trying to rush desire. Stop thinking that foreplay begins with touch. Desire starts in the space between moments, in the pauses, the glances, the subtle ways you let him notice you. Master anticipation, and you don't just create tension, you create obsession. You make him lean into you emotionally, mentally, physically, without ever needing to push. And the beautiful part, anticipation isn't complicated. It's not about expensive gifts, grand gestures, or complicated strategies. It's about presence, timing, and knowing the power of holding back just enough. Once you learn to use it, you'll notice something incredible. He doesn't just want to be with you. He needs to be. He thinks about you when you're not there. He remembers the way you made him feel, and he will never forget the tension you created long before anything else even happened. Anticipation is the invisible, silent force that transforms ordinary desire into something magnetic, something unforgettable. And once you master it, you're not just creating desire, you're shaping the way he experiences you. Here's a truth most women completely underestimate. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools you have in creating desire. Most people focus entirely on physical touch, hands, lips, gestures, but the reality is a man's body often responds before his hands even meet yours, and the key to that is how you speak, how you sound, how you make him feel through the words you don't even say. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever noticed how a simple tone can make someone's attention lock in? A soft laugh, a whisper that carries meaning, a pause in your words that makes him lean closer. That's foreplay. That's creating anticipation with nothing but energy. When you speak slowly, confidently, and with presence, he doesn't just hear you, he feels you, he senses your energy. And that subtle connection, it makes him ache in ways he can't articulate. Most women rush through words, they talk to fill silence, they try to impress, they try to explain themselves. But the women who create real desire, the women who make him think about them all day, they speak with intention, they let pauses do the work. Let their voice fluctuate naturally lower, at the right moment higher with warmth or playfulness. That creates tension, anticipation, attraction. A well-timed pause after a soft compliment, a quiet teasing tone when saying something personal, it's enough to make him lean in, listen harder, feel more. And here's where the magic happens. When you combine your voice with attention, with presence, with the energy you're radiating, his mind starts to follow your lead. He begins to anticipate your next word, your next breath, your next glance. He's drawn in without realizing it. And as he leans in, as he tunes in, his body responds naturally. The connection becomes electric, the attraction deepens, and what you say, even softly, starts shaping his physical desire. The women who master this don't need to try harder. They don't need dramatic gestures. They understand that the simplest things are whispered, "I noticed you," a playful "I can't wait," a soft laugh at something only he gets can create an intimacy so magnetic it feels irresistible. Men are wired to respond to subtle emotional cues before overt actions, and your voice is the fastest, most direct way to trigger that response. Here's the key: slow down, breathe, and let your presence flow through your words. Don't talk to fill space, talk to connect. Let your pauses linger. Let your tone fluctuate. Let him lean in mentally, emotionally, and eventually physically. This is where the most intense attraction begins, long before any touch occurs. So the takeaway here is simple and yet powerful. Your voice can guide him, tease him, and magnetize him like nothing else. When you speak with presence, confidence, and subtle intention, you don't just make him notice you, you make him feel you. And when he feels you, truly feels you, his body responds instinctively, desire deepens, anticipation grows. And by the time you finally do touch, the connection is already irresistible, explosive, unforgettable. Speak without touching, and you'll realize something incredible. You don't need to chase desire, you simply create it. You shape it, you guide it, and he follows willingly, completely, magnetically. Here's something most women never realize: men don't crave perfection. They don't want a checklist completed, a script followed, or some flawless performance. What they crave, what makes him melt, lean in, and completely lose himself, his presence. Just being fully there in your body, in the moment, aware of yourself, aware of him, aware of the energy between you. Presence beats performance every single time. Think about this: have you ever been with someone who seemed to be trying too hard? Their movements were forced, their words rehearsed, their energy tense. Did it feel magnetic? Probably not. Now, think about the moments when someone was simply with you. Their gaze lingered a little longer. Their smile felt effortless. Their laughter flowed naturally. Something inside you shifted. You were drawn in even without realizing why. That's the power of presence. And the truth is, men feel it even more deeply than women do. Presence is about slowing down and truly inhabiting your body. It's the way you breathe, the way your eyes meet his, the way you let silence exist instead of rushing to fill it. Imagine this, you're sitting across from him, maybe after dinner, maybe in a quiet living room. Instead of moving too fast, instead of trying to impress him or make a move immediately, you just look at him. You hold his gaze, maybe smile softly, maybe touch his hand lightly. That pause, that intentional stillness pulls him in. He notices your calm, your confidence, your enjoyment in the moment. And without realizing it, he leans in too. Here's another example. Imagine you're whispering something playful in his ear. Most women would rush to get to the point. But when you slow down, pause, let the words linger, maybe laugh softly after just a single word, the tension between you builds instantly. He's not just hearing you, he's experiencing you, your energy, your presence, your awareness of the space, and the moment becomes irresistible. Presence also means letting go of expectation. You don't need to perform to make him desire you. You simply exist fully, confidently, intentionally, and he responds. Eye contact, soft touches, playful pause to create all become tools to create magnetic tension. When you are present, he feels safe, wanted, seen. And when he feels those things, his desire deepens naturally, almost instinctively. The women who master presence understand one key truth. Desire isn't about doing more, it's about being more. It's about inhabiting your energy and inviting him into it. When you practice this, even subtle moments like holding his gaze a second longer than expected, laughing quietly at something only he notices, letting your touch linger, become intensely magnetic. He begins to anticipate your every move, lean into your energy, and crave your attention before any touch occurs. So remember, performance might impress for a moment, but presence mesmerizes, captivates, and draws him in deeper than any technique ever could. Slow down, feel your body, notice him, and let the quiet confidence of your presence do the work. When you do this, desire isn't just created, it's amplified, remembered, and impossible to resist. Here's something women rarely talk about, and yet it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to deepen a man's desire, emotional safety. Most people think desire is purely physical, about attraction, touch, or technique, but the truth is his body only lets go when his mind feels safe, when he knows he doesn't have to perform, prove, or be perfect. That's when his desire becomes intense, unforgettable, and completely magnetic. Think about this: if there's pressure, expectation, or tension, his body tenses. Every muscle tightens, his heart rate spikes, but not in pleasure. He's alert, cautious, even stressed. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine a space where he feels fully accepted. No judgment, no testing, no need to impress, just warmth, just curiosity, just presence. That's emotional safety. And when a man feels it, his body opens naturally without effort. His mind relaxes and desire flows. Here's an example. Imagine you're sitting next to him on the couch, maybe watching a movie. Instead of teasing or pushing, you simply rest your hand lightly on his arm. You lean in slightly, you smile, look into his eyes, and say something soft like, "I love how you make me laugh." No pressure, no expectation, just warmth. That small moment tells him he is wanted, appreciated, safe, and in that safety, desire deepens. It's subtle, yes, but it's magnetic. Emotional safety also comes from validating him, acknowledging him, and letting him feel seen. A man doesn't need constant praise. He needs reassurance that it's okay to feel, to slow down, to lean into you without holding back. When you create this space, even something as simple as a gentle touch, a lingering look, or a soft word becomes electrifying. He knows he can let go, and when he does, his reactions are deeper, more intense, more unforgettable. Another example: during an intimate moment, instead of rushing or pushing for intensity, you pause, you look at him, you breathe together, you say something grounding like, "I'm right here with you." That pause, that acknowledgement, it's not just emotional, it's physiological. His body relaxes, his nervous system shifts, and suddenly the tension that was holding him back dissolves, and what happens next is more passionate, more intense, more unforgettable than any rushed move ever could create. The women who truly understand this principle don't just create desire, they create connection. They understand that attraction isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, and sensory. And emotional safety is the bridge that allows him to surrender fully without fear or hesitation. So here's the takeaway: stop thinking you need to control the moment or perform flawlessly. Instead, focus on creating a space where he feels safe, accepted, and deeply seen. Smile, touch lightly, speak softly, pause, validate, ground. When you do this, his desire doesn't just increase and explodes naturally. He leans in, he melts, he surrenders. And when a man surrenders in this way, the connection, the passion, the intensity, it's impossible to forget. Emotional safety isn't a trick. It's not a move. It's a presence, an energy, subtle invitation that says, I see you, I accept you, and I want you here. Master that, and you'll discover a power of desire you never knew existed, a power that transforms ordinary intimacy into something magnetic, unforgettable, and deeply thrilling. Here's the game changer most women never realize: the way he finishes, the intensity he feels, the depth of his desire. It's not decided in the final moment. It's shaped long before that. The ending is the natural consequence of the journey you create. The way you lead, the way you pace, the way you hold tension and anticipation from the very beginning. And when you understand this, when you truly master it, the results are unforgettable. Think about it for a second. Most people treat foreplay like a checklist. They focus on moves, techniques, or timing. But the women who leave a lasting impression understand that every glance, every touch, every word, every pause is part of a journey. It's like telling a story. And just like any great story, the ending doesn't surprise you. It feels earned. The tension builds naturally. The anticipation intensifies. And when the climax finally comes, it's explosive, magnetic, and deeply satisfying. Here's an example. Imagine you've spent the evening creating tension. Soft touches that linger, playful whispers, subtle glances, moments of eye contact that stretch just a little longer than expected. You've allowed pauses. You've allowed anticipation to grow. And now, when the moment comes when you finally close the distance, lean in and let things unfold naturally. It's not rushed. It's not forced. It's the natural payoff of a journey you carefully, intentionally guided. That's why the intensity is so much stronger, because he's been building toward it emotionally, mentally, and physically. The key here is pacing. Magnetic women understand that rushing kills desire. Instead, they orchestrate the journey. They know when to slow down, when to lean in, when to pause and let tension breathe. Each moment becomes deliberate, meaningful, and seductive. He doesn't just feel pleasure. He feels connection. He feels presence. He feels anticipation fulfilled. And that makes the finale unforgettable. Another example: during a quiet, intimate evening, instead of pushing for intensity, you focus on small magnetic details. You brush his hair from his face. You smile when he catches your eye. You whisper something playful and soft. You give him time to feel, to lean in, to anticipate. By the time you allow the final closeness, the connection is electric. He responds fully, passionately, and memorably, because the journey has made him ready. Here's the most important takeaway: foreplay isn't just about the start, it's about the story you tell along the way. The journey shapes the ending, the slow build, the intentional pauses. The energy you bring, all of it amplifies his experience. When you focus on the journey, you don't just make him finish, you make him remember. You make him crave it. You make him think of you long after the night is over. So here's my question for you. Have you ever tried holding the tension, letting him anticipate, guiding the journey instead of rushing the moment? Drop a comment below and share experience. I'd love to hear how anticipation, pacing, and presence have transformed your connection, because when women start mastering this, the results are truly unforgettable. Remember, desire isn't about effort, technique, or perfection. It's about the journey you create, the energy you hold, and the space you guide him through. Master that, and you won't just make him finish, you'll make him remember every second of it. All right, let's pause for a moment and take it all in, because everything we've talked about today isn't just theory, it's a blueprint. Anticipation, your voice, presence, emotional safety, and guiding the journey. These aren't tricks. They're the subtle, magnetic ways you make him crave, you make him feel deeply, make him finish, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Think about it. When you slow down, when you hold tension just right, when you speak without touching, when you're fully present, when he feels completely safe at every touch, every glance, every whisper becomes unforgettable. You're not chasing desire, you're creating it. You're not performing, you're inviting him into a world where he feels seen, wanted, and completely drawn to you. And that's where the magic happens. That's how ordinary moments turn into intensity he'll never forget. Now here's the most important part, practice it. Start noticing the pauses, the way your voice lands, the way your presence makes him lean in. Small things, tiny gestures, but with intention, because desire is built in the details and the journey shapes the climax. When you master this, you don't just create pleasure, you create obsession, you create memories, you create a connection that pulls him back to you again and again, long after the moment is over. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of the 5 techniques today and use it intentionally. Watch how he responds. Watch how desire deepens. And I want you to comment below and tell me which one worked best for you. Because when you share your wins, you help yourself and every woman watching level up their intimacy game. Remember, magnetic desire isn't something you force. It's something you create moment by moment, pause by pause, breath by breath. Master the journey, and he won't just finish. He'll remember you forever.